You're tuned into All 2 Real 2. Be sure to subscribe, download, share the show with a friend, and stop by all2real2.com for our social links, Patreon, and TeePublic store info.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All 2 Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, should I have worn a more flashy jacket in Carta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should have, because I can't even see you right now.
Okay, I know. I should have run for a faster jacket.
I mean, you're just blending into the background. You're just blending into the background now, you know? Yeah. Because you're not wearing a fancy jacket. Oh, wait. I can't see you at all anyways, because your camera's off, so okay.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, well.
So yeah, fancy jackets are all the rage.
You know who else wears a fancy jacket?
Who's that?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump wears a fancy jacket with a short tie and a lot of makeup.
Lots of
like a drag queen.
Yeah, but not as cool. So.
Not at all.
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's some drag queens that are assholes, but there's
sure,
Yeah, like anybody. But yeah, but I do think that within 500 years, we won't have anybody like that ever. Everybody's going to be, good people. We're all going to love each other. There's not going to be anybody that's going to be corrupt.
No.
At least I thought that. Then I watched a movie.
You're disabused of that notion.
Yes, I watched this kind of dystopian movie called Terra Formars.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Terra Formars.
I don't know why they spelled it. Yeah.
But it's part of me thinks it's because it's Mars.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, terraform Mars.
Okay, that's a pun. All right.
That's my guess, but I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right.
Yeah, I might be wrong.
You might be, but you might be right.
I won't know how to live with myself if I am.
Just be like, certain people and just tell lies all day, every day, and then you'll just become desensitized to it. And you'll just roll off your tongue, be like,
Well, let me try this.
Sure.
I'm going to say a lie.
Okay.
I am People Magazine's sexiest man alive.
All right.
You can't prove otherwise.
I can't. That's true.
I mean...
I cannot prove you're right. I can't.
The fact that I'm not on the cover of it,
True.
And the guy from Wicked actually won, but whatever.
It is what it is. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay if I'm not as sexy.
You're not as sexy as a cockroach?
I'm not as sexy as Jonathan Bailey.
Okay.
Or a cockroach.
Especially not these cockroaches.
So something creepy happened last night when I got from work. This isn't a lie. Just letting people know I'm not lying now. So, watch Terra Formars, which is about these bugs and shit. I'm sitting here on my computer last night working on some stuff when I got home from work and look over into my living room and this centipede is crawling. Yeah, and I couldn't catch him. He was too fast.
Oh no. Okay, I know what you're talking. That's they're pretty harmless.
I looked him up.
I saw one in my room once too, about a few months ago. They're not. They are fast, but they're mainly just trying to run away from you. They're not.
Yeah.
They for the most part, they really don't want to even be around people, human beings.
Yeah.
And most they have a like a bite or sting that like at most would feel like a mosquito bite on a human.
Yeah.
Like for other animals, probably would hurt more, like other insects at least, you know.
Yeah.
But like so yeah, don't worry, they're not a big deal.
If I was infused with their abilities,
yes, if you were, you might do a lot of damage. Yes,
yes,
you could go down to Mar-a-Lago and then no, I'm kidding.
or go to Mars,
or go to Mars. Yeah,
and take out
Mar-a-Lago.
cockroaches.
Yeah.
So today, folks. But anyways, it creeped me out because I had seen this movie.
Oh, I know, totally, yeah.
So Terra Formars is a 2016 movie based on a manga and anime, story
stuff, right? You know,
yeah. I like halfway through my sentence forgot what I was saying. So
it's all good. It's all good.
So according to Internet Movie Database, the logline is: to colonize Mars, 21st century scientists seed the planet with algae and cockroaches. 500 years later, the first manned mission to Mars loses contact with Earth, and a second spacecraft is sent to investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
I mean, sort of. It's not really.
It's kind of the setup, not really the movie.
Yeah, it's not really accurate.
Yeah, the movie was directed by Takashi Miike, Miike, Miike.
Yeah.
I actually the other day looked up how to pronounce it and have since forgot.
That's all good.
Because I'm old.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
I'm what the kids nowadays call unk.
Yeah, what is with that bullshit? Unk. Okay, yeah. This means uncle, right? I mean, it's like all of their slangs, they're not that creative. Like they think they like reinvented the wheel, and it's like everything, all of your slangs literally have like background in our generation and the generation before. Like it's not like when people say, "Oh, you just got cooked, bro." It's like, okay, when I was young, they say "sick burn, bro." Same exact thing. They're like, no, it's different. I'm like, no, not different at all. Literally the same meaning.
Yeah.
It's just like
it was funny a couple of weeks ago, I was at my stepbrother's funeral. Not to bring things down, but sorry. But at the like dinner thing afterwards, not dinner, but the little thing that was in the church basement, wake or whatever you call it, or I don't know. Yeah. So my nephews are in there and they're like, pulling out their new slang or whatever, and they're like, we're gonna just call you Unk now. And I was like, well, I am your uncle, so
it's like, well, okay,
that doesn't offend me in any way whatsoever if you call me Unk, because I am your Uncle Mike.
It's literally the same thing. Like you just reach Unk status, bro. It's like, okay, yeah, I know.
And I'm like, I reached Unk status like 29 years ago when your sister was born, but whatever.
Right. Me, or like, I don't know. I just think it's funny. I mean, like, I
reached Unk status when I was just a little older than some of them.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I just think it's funny where they like, oh man, like, and it's like, I don't care. Like people, like every generation has their slang. That's fine. But like, what I think is funny in particular for this generation is that their new slang almost 100% mirrors the meaning of our slang. You know what I mean? Like at least like other generations, it was new slang plus new meaning. Now it's just new words, but for the same meaning. Like, so I think it's kind of funny. Like,
it's also interesting that a lot of the slang that is like, I guess, crossed over into typical speech actually comes from incel culture.
Oh no! Come on!
I was listening to a podcast where they're talking about it, and a lot of stuff will come out of that, and come out of manosphere and incel culture. So yeah, it's fun.
They're probably doing it ironically though.
Well, a lot of things start out ironically, and then that becomes. I mean, it's like I used to say groovy, ironically. And then all of a sudden, like Austin Powers is saying it in movies. I mean, I'm aging myself here, but then and then people would say it, and by the time it came back into being cool to say groovy, at that time, I was still saying it ironically.
You were still saying it, yeah.
It's like, yeah. And I'm like, but now they think I'm saying it because everybody else is saying it. But
you reach post-irony status or whatever. You're not beating the allegations, bro. That's another one they say. I'm like, all right, whatever. Anyway, I kind of want to live in a cockroach planet. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm chopped like a bunch of the cockroaches in this movie. Anyway, so the
busted, bro. You're chopped. Your face is busted. Sorry.
This was written by Kazuki Nakashima, Yu Sashuga, Kenichi Tachibana.
Cool.
I attempted all those names. And if I got them wrong, you can call me Unk. Anyway, so the movie stars a bunch of people who also have names that are hard to pronounce.
Just don't worry about it. We'll put it. Yeah.
We're just going to move on. But you know, there's no offense to any of our Japanese listeners. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I'm just going to admit fully that I'm a white man in America
who is Unk now. He's Unk.
He's Unk status. I'm totally topped, and I can't. You know, I don't have the riz to pronounce these words properly.
Well, now Riz is probably going out of style now.
I know. Riz is like 5 years old now.
Yeah.
So, oh, boy. So, anywho.
Speaking
So what were your thoughts on this movie?
So, I unironically, I actually really liked this movie a lot. I didn't think I would. I saw like a clip on YouTube a few weeks ago, and it was the one where the woman got her neck snapped by the cockroach, and I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. You know, the cockroaches look kind of weird or whatever. So then I looked into it, and I was like, okay, you know, this might be kind of weird. I'm not really sure, but I'm like, I was really captivated by it for some reason. I don't really know why. So I usually don't watch these kind of movies. It's usually not my style, my bag, or whatever. But now that I've noticed there's like a whole like subculture fan base on this movie. Like I've been reading stuff about it, like in forums. Like there's a whole, like I mean, obviously there's a fan base for everything, but like there's a whole, and like so I started calling us, cockers, but that might sound a little weird, like us cockers, like we're roachers, depending on the region. Cockers, us cockers, we're really into the.
So it's like, do you listen to Joe Cocker? I'm confused.
No, it's just like super fans of the Terra Formars. We're
kind of given another vibe here, though. But
roachers. Other regions say roachers. We do that too.
Yes. So where are these regions?
I don't know. Just made it up. Can you imagine going to like how there's like Comic-Con and stuff, but like one that's just specifically for Terra Formars. There's probably like 50 people probably show up from around the whole world, and they're all like, "We're all cockers here, bro.
We're all cockers." We're not Trekkies or Trekkers or anything. We're cockers.
There's only like 70 people. It's like this movie's so obscure.
And then some guy sitting in like a really bad like cosplay of the roaches from the movie.
Right. Which looks pretty much just like the costumes they're wearing in the movie because it looks so bad.
I don't even think they were costumes. I think it was all CGI.
Yeah, CGI, bad CGI. It's not that bad, but
so I mean, the way I feel like, okay, this movie is basically it's like Alien, Power Rangers, The Suicide Squad, Starship Troopers, a little David Cronenberg thrown in there, and a little bit of Japanese flair all thrown into a blender.
Pretty much. What's David? Who's that?
David Cronenberg. Like he directed The Fly with Jeff Goldblum and other things, but he's known for having like gross out kind of things. And I was thinking mainly of The Fly because of
that was great
bug shit. Yeah.
That movie freaked me out when I was a kid. I only saw like a few minutes of it, and I was like,
Aliens,
Alien, yeah.
not Alien, but Aliens freaked me out. I think it was that one. I don't know, or maybe it was the original Alien, but whatever it was on TV when I was little.
No.
And I saw the scene where like one of the aliens jumps out of somebody's chest, and I had I was way too young to see that.
Absolutely. Speaking of unk status or whatever, my niece, she keeps trying to convince me to allow her to watch really scary stuff that's way beyond her age limit or maturity limit. She wants to watch It, Welcome to Derry. Like, no, absolutely not. Nope. Yeah. Not even close. It's like, well, I was watching Fear Street. I'm like, no, Fear Street's nothing like It. No. Like that's like literally child's play because quite literally because the stars are kids. Like, you know.
Child's play. Don't let her watch that either.
No, not that one either. But she's like, oh, it can't be. I'm like, no, it's absolutely terrifying. No, you're not watching it. Not when I'm here, at least. Maybe you watch it at home or something. You can trick parents, or I don't know.
I was bad when I gained my unk status.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and I let my niece watch the Lost Boys.
Oh God.
Which is like an R-rated vampire movie.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't really let her watch it. She found my VHS copy of it.
And she started watching it, yeah.
Opted into the VCR and started watching it. Like I thought she was like going to pop in like Barbie or something and was watching this. Right, yeah. And I was like, and I was upstairs or something watching her, and she was probably like 4 or 5 years old or whatever. And and then there was other times when I was babysitting her, and she would pop it in anytime. Like it was either that or Billy Madison. And
so random.
Those are the two movies she watched over and over. But she would get so scared watching Lost Boys, but she would beg me to watch it again. Like, yeah. Anywho, so this movie is definitely something that gave me nightmares, and I'm not joking.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no.
I watched it pretty close to going to bed, and I was having dreams about bugs and shit. So yeah. It might just be because bugs creep me out. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty common phobia. Someone wrote one of the things like this was a terrible movie to watch after getting high. Yeah, I think it would be like so intense.
I felt like I was high watching. Right. So yeah, yeah.
Like drink a bunch of DXM cough syrup and then watch the movie. It's like. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not advocating any kind of drug use or just
drugs are bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a train coming by near me right now.
Okay.
You can hear it in the background.
I don't hear it. I think I'm good. Oh, yeah. Now I hear it. Okay,
I hear it pretty loud. So just letting folks know if you hear that. I mean, it might be taken out in post, but I'm just letting you know.
I heard just like a tiny snippet of it.
If you hear the train, I'm not on the train.
You hear that train coming? Yeah.
It's rolling down the bend.
Yep.
And I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when.
Oh God, we're avoiding talking about this movie.
Yeah. So basically, in our current century, to combat overpopulation, Earth plans to colonize Mars.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that will never happen in our lifetimes, I don't believe, even though Elon Musk thinks it's going to.
Yeah.
But, I'd be fine if he goes there. Takes all the elites with him and, all the oligarchs, and just go there and, I don't know, make your little transphobic planet or something. Anyway, so because I mean, populating a planet with Elon Musk is very much like populating a planet with cockroaches.
Absolutely. Although cockroaches are more valuable,
yes,
I think, to life than he is.
Oh boy. So, anyways, 500 years later, in this movie, in the year 2599, they send like what I was saying is like it's kind of basically like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Where they send a bunch of, misfits and criminals and shit on this mission like in exchange for pardons. It's basically Suicide Squad.
It's literally. It came out the same year too.
Did it?
Well, the first Suicide Squad.
That was that long ago. Wow.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Man, time goes by. Yep. And so do we. Anyway, so the so they basically, they sent all these cockroaches to the planet, in our century, but then years later, this other group of people in this spacecraft called Bugs One went there, and then they basically all, lost contact and probably were eaten by cockroaches.
Right.
So, what happened was, they sent like regular sized cockroaches to this planet, but over 500 years, they basically developed into like, Shaquille O'Neal sized bugs. And
they all look the same. They're all like part of a hive mind, essentially. Well, not really a hive mind, but they are very organized. The reason why is because they put moss underneath it, and the cockroaches are supposed to do something to, I don't know exactly how, I don't remember the logic behind moss.
Well, the main thing is like to, you need it's something with, science.
Science stuff,
You need bugs in the grass underneath, and underneath the moss and stuff like that to kind of, I don't know, make it grow and shit like that.
Right. So basically what happened was, since Mars, the climate in Mars was so harsh that within 500 years, they probably went through like millions of years of like evolution, like equivalent to like human beings. And so now they walk on 2 feet, and they, can brandish weapons, and they can organize, and they pretty much act like human beings. I mean, they have a whole language. They have, I think war strategies, stuff like that.
I think it would be cool if like they're fighting all these ones at this time, and you don't realize that there's other ones that are there that we don't see, and you like go and there's like a couple of these cockroaches like doing a podcast, or
maybe they just found like the warrior tribe of cockroaches, but there's like different societies. Yeah, maybe there's like a peaceful cockroach colony,
or there's some that are over here, doing Shakespeare for all we know. I mean,
right.
Like
or roach spears.
Doing, and it was an actual Shakespeare, and he comes back from London with a cunty little earring.
Yes. And oh god.
So if you haven't seen SNL UK, I highly recommend it.
Check that out. It was a pretty good episode.
By the time this airs, there's going to be few that are out. So I checked it out because I don't know when this will air.
That's fine.
I'm thinking in 500 years, I'm going to release this episode.
Yeah,
and then see if any of our jokes make sense.
Probably not. Who knows? Maybe like the future society will achieve UNC status, and then they can get and they know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about roachers or
it'll be cockunk.
That sounds bad.
It'll be unk roach.
Very good. Unk roach. Oh my god.
So anyways, this group of people, they all like don't get along necessarily at first because they're all like from disparate type of people, but all misfits and shit. So they're like the island of misfit toys. And
misfit. Which is funny because they had a 2-year time jump, but we didn't see anything like where they're being trained essentially, and then it's like 2 years later they're ready to go on their first mission. I'm like, oh cool, so we didn't see any of the training.
Yeah. And how long did it take to get to Mars?
Probably a while. I mean, then again, this takes place
future, something like
500 when they first put the roaches on there. Now it's
because to be fair, like on Star Trek, it's around the same time, and they can fly to the other end of the universe and shit.
So it might not take as long. But yeah, they got like a Yakuza guy. They got an ex-cop who maybe done some wrong shit. I don't know. There's a serial killer. One that translations vary because the one I saw on Plex, the the translation said leader of a human trafficking organization, but then on the YouTube it said leader of like a child like human. So it's like I don't know which translation's more accurate. I would imagine the one that has more words would be more accurate. You know, and that one was a woman that was the leader of that. So that was kind of like, whoa, like that's like and then there's like a Yakuza dude, I mentioned that, and then there's like a terrorist, the guy who's a terrorist who eats roaches for fun, I guess. I don't know. And
currently it doesn't take as long to get to Mars as I thought it would.
It's a closer planet. It's not super far away.
It would take 7 to 10 months.
It's not that. Mars is not that far away.
Within 500 years, I think that they could probably figure out some science to make it to cut that down.
Probably,
and it'd be like the time it takes to get from in an airplane from I don't know, Detroit to Fort Myers, Florida, or something. Yeah.
Mars is not that super far from us. It's kind of a close planet. And who knows, they'll probably terraform it at some point and just ruin that planet as well.
I mean, that's what humanity is going to do, because I mean, the thing is the only way for humanity to continue is to leave Earth eventually, because eventually Earth is going to destroy humans.
The sun's going to get too close.
The thing is humans can keep destroying the Earth, but the Earth is always going to come back. So it's much like cockroaches. Anyways, so the cockroaches, are these human-sized, club-wielding creatures, and so right when they first get there, they kill 2 of the crew members. We think these 2 female crew members. Like basically, this couple comes up to them and says hi, and then it's like snapped the neck, of the girl.
Really fast motion too.
Yeah, much like the bug that was crawling across my floor.
I mean, there you go. It's similar to that. Yeah, break her neck and then she dies, and then some other people got killed supposedly too.
And so basically they're sent to so in order to fight these cockroaches, they're given some kind of DNA infusion or something to give them these special powers, so they can turn basically into anthropomorphic bugs.
Right. Each one, that was my favorite part. I'm like, all right, we get to see bug powers now, bro. Awesome.
And they each turn into different types of bugs. I don't know why they couldn't just figure out what the most powerful bug would be and make them all the same bug.
I don't know, because it would be boring, so they had to make sure everyone got their own special abilities. That doesn't make sense.
One of them
was useless. It was like, this bug is perfect camouflage and confuses the enemies. I'm like, oh, but why? There's no way to confuse the enemy, so what's the point of having?
And two of the guys never even transformed and were killed.
No, I was like, oh, this was kind of cool. You can confuse them.
I did find it funny because every time that one of them was about to transform or was going to transform, they had a cutaway, kind of like you're in a video game or something, giving you stats. And it would say so and so is this type of bug, blah blah blah. But the 2 guys that never got to transform, they said these 2 would have been.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these 2 would have been.
I laughed out loud.
That's like your kind of Japanese sense of humor right there.
Yeah.
It's it would have been.
Yes.
It's just so literal, but it's the literalism is what makes it funny. I remember. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was saying it reminds me of this other Japanese movie called Funky Forest, and that was the English translation. I'm not sure what the real name is.
Yeah.
And it's just like 15 different subplots that seemingly have nothing to do with one another, but they all eventually coalesce into people going into a singles gathering, like a dating party, in the park, a speed dating or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's so many scenes that don't make any sense, but they somehow relate. And there's this one where how there's stereotype of white family adopts like, you know, a child from Russia or Africa or whatever. Well, this thing is a Japanese family that adopted like a fat white kid, and they're like they're supposed to be going to the singles gathering at one point. It says like, you know how it does like the little intro, whatever. Like in this movie, it says something like the unpopular with women brothers or something like that. and
Yeah.
And their big catchphrase is because like the one kid's always eating chocolate and then he's passed around and the guy goes, "Snicker me." For some reason, I thought it was funny. I don't know.
So yeah, they're all going to. Oh my god, I'm echoing. Okay, they're going to try to, you know, they all become all these things, but what I was going to say is like, I think basically when they say, oh, we couldn't, these two didn't transform and they would have transformed into this, it was basically like saying, you know, we ran out of CGI money.
Probably. Yeah, we can't do this. Sorry, guys.
No,
we have to take the hit on this one.
So they're basically trying to fight them, and there's like, you know, I don't know what else to say, but it happens. It's like they each are going into different groups. Like some of them stay on the ship because there's an issue where they have to basically get to the other ship to try to repair their ship. And
what was it called? What's it called? The not smoking gun. What was the phrase for when they're looking for something? Not the gun. Where like the object you have to find in the movie. I forgot.
MacGuffin.
Yeah, that's pretty much their MacGuffins. They gotta find the Bugs 1 to fix Bugs 2. And then Bugs Bunny comes and Bugs Bunny comes, and it's not Bugs 2 as in like a movie called Bugs 2.
Yeah,
there's not like a sequel to a movie called Bugs. Although they could probably fit
there's
in
a horror movie called Bugs, and it might have a sequel that I don't know about. But
that's true. Yeah, there is a true movie called Bugs. Yeah, so basically, like I just watched it recently, like a few minutes, like before you even got ready. So I'm kind of a little bit caught up on it because I watched it a few days ago and I kind of forgot. But basically, yeah, they all split up into groups. At one point, they try to lure in the cockroaches into Bugs 2 and then seal them off and then cut the oxygen. So hopefully it chokes out the cockroaches. And it kind of works for a little bit. The terrorist dude, he was like the first guy that volunteered. And we're like, oh shit, bro. Things are going to get wild. He's going to take out this cockroach. And it looks like he's going to, and it doesn't really work. And then he just stabs the guy and then he's dead. It's like, oh, okay. Cool.
That'd be like the equivalent of like, you know, killing off Han Solo at the beginning of Star Wars.
He's like the badass character, and he's like dead immediately. Like, oh, okay. They killed so many people off so quickly. Like they killed off Nanao, you know, the really sweet, innocent, you know, woman that they had to kill.
Yeah.
Because why not? You got to do that in every movie. You know, the innocent girl or woman's got to die. You know, for the revenge story to kick in. You know. Although that turns into it. I was confused about, anyway, we'll get into, a lot of this movie confused me. I even watching it twice, I was still trying to figure out certain parts of the story that didn't really make any sense to me, but they probably explained it, but I just couldn't understand it. But, and so the roaches break into the ship, they decapitate 2 other people. So all of this happens within like a 2-minute time span. 3 people are just completely murdered. And then obviously the neck snaps. That was 4. That was earlier. And then the 2 other people, ostensibly, were killed. And so like already we got like a bloodbath here or a cock bath. Well, that sounds bad, but like that sounds really bad. But a roach bath.
Yeah. So, anyways, so basically they all keep, you know, trying to fight him.
They all keep trying to fight him. What I like was the one where the guy where he was blowing fire, which allowed the car to speed. But they go past this huge wall of cockroaches.
Did they call it like a cockroach tsunami or something?
Yeah, is that a tsunami? And they're like, it's like a wave. I'm like, no, it's not a wave. It's bodies anyway. And so he blows past that one, but then they enter into a second wave. The dude, he really can't go through that one. He's spent. He doesn't have any more fire blow powers. And there's like this weird love triangle thing because he's like a weird dude. And for some reason, one of the women finds him attractive and charming, which whatever. It is what it is, I guess.
I think he was a serial killer, too.
He was a serial killer. And it's like this other woman's like, yay. I'm like, I here have like zero self-confidence when it comes to not just romantic relationships, friendships in general. Yeah, a serial killer in a fictional movie about hunting cockroaches on Mars can somehow be attractive to realize, wait a minute.
I mean...
And so they get killed because they're trying to save him. And one woman the Russian woman gets her head knocked off, and then the other one gets stomped in the head. And then he's like, no, those are the only two people that would ever get with me. No, you killed them. So he doesn't even give a shit. He's just like mad that he couldn't have sex with them, you know? And then the cockroach lifts up him and then hits him with a club onto the ground. So basically, basically uses him as like a T-ball essentially. And then he murders him. And they're like, oh no, these cockroaches are too strong. What do we do? And like everyone else is like turning on their powers. Like this one dude is like a hornet or something like that. He can just keep stinging over and over and over until he kills the enemy. And there's another dude who he's like, I don't really know what it's like a really weird ability. I forgot what it was, but it was like something to do with like you can like control your I remember he has like endurance, basically like endurance ability. The thing like you can take a lot of hits or whatever. But like Dungeons and Dragons, basically, like I got hit points, whatever. But instead of it's cock points. I gotta stop doing the cockroach puns here.
It's going to get us demonetized. I'm joking.
Is it? Oh, I didn't think about that. No. Shoot, yeah.
The thing is anything we're already considered. We're fine. I'm just joking.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't even think about that.
Nothing we fucking say will get us demonetized.
Okay. There you go.
Because we're not a kids show.
That is true. Yeah. And so like, yeah. And I mean, there's like so many plot twists that confuse me. So there's a part where we find out that the one woman who ostensibly was killed first, she actually had her power was like brainwashing the cockroaches and like allowing her to like be their queen essentially, but also could take over their bodies. And so
she was I'm looking this up here about her. She was what is called an emerald cockroach wasp or a jewel wasp, and I looked them up on Wikipedia. And so they're a solitary wasp of the family whatever, I can't pronounce that word. It is known for its unusual reproductive behavior, which involves stinging a cockroach and using it as a host for its larvae. It thus belongs to the Entomorgothus parasites. Anyways, basically it basically has this like stinger and stuff, and it can somehow like control cockroaches. So and then lay its eggs inside of it. And
it's like it's really bizarre because that scene confused me at first, because at one point one of the cockroaches is holding up a cell phone and it's talking to the guy who sent them, and I'm like, okay, so the cockroaches now talk on phones? What? Okay, and then it turns out no, it was her.
It was AT&T trying to like get up Mars.
They
were just either that or Mint Mobile. I'm not really sure. Whichever one sponsors our podcast.
It was Mars Mobile is what it was. It was Mars Mobile. Come on, duh. And so she showed up.
I met somebody once who had a Mint Mobile account, and I tried to taste their phone, and it didn't taste like mint.
It didn't taste like mint. Well,
just letting you know.
That's because you didn't try Marmalade Mobile. I don't know. And, doesn't make any sense. But and so she gets on the ship Bugs too, I think, whatever. And then she kills the captain by like, oh, I was actually me the whole time, and now so the plan. All right, this is where it gets really confusing. Even watching it twice, I still don't really quite understand it. So basically, the guy who's like a professor, he's the one that got the approval from the government to send these guys to Mars, send these people to Mars. And ostensibly, it was to hunt down, kill all the cockroaches, so then you can make way to eventually colonize humans on Mars. But they'd already known about the cockroaches being human-sized due to what happened on Bugs 1, but they pretended to not know. Okay, fine. So there's a bit of deception there. Okay, but then it gets more convoluted because it's like, oh no, actually, the real plan was that we already know this, and we got one of the heads of the cockroaches from Bugs 1 that was just somehow on the ship for some reason. No one explains how it got there. It was there. I guess maybe they killed one of them before everyone was murdered. I don't know. And then they studied that, and they're like, oh, so the real plan, though, is that we're not trying to kill the cockroaches. We're trying to create a human cockroach hybrid to then put on Earth, so then that Japan becomes the next world superpower. What?
I mean, it makes about as much sense as anything that's happening in our current government.
It's true. That's true. It's like it just got into
in the Japanese current government. I mean, any government in the world probably has plans that make as little sense as this movie's. Yes.
Actually, this plan actually probably makes a little bit more sense than the current plan.
At least there is a plan, unlike most of the things that Donald Trump does.
Exactly. Yes. At least there is a method to the madness in this movie. So that's the idea. Is no, we actually don't want to get rid of the cockroaches. We want them. we want a better version of them. We want a human hybrid version. Even though the cockroaches themselves seem like they're pretty evolved already, I don't know why you would even need to do a human hybrid. At most, what they should have done was that they should have just taken two of the cockroaches, evolved them to the point where they're as strong and smart as humans, but then just let them take over our world, and then basically there would just be like two worlds of cockroaches, but it's okay because they know how to rule a world better than we do anyway, so it's actually like a good thing. But no, they're like, no, I actually want a human hybrid cockroach, which is as smart as us. We're as strong as them, but here's the kicker: the cockroaches in Mars seem to unify better and understand reality and understand how to actually function as a unit, whereas humans don't know how to do that. So if anything, you're actually hampering the cockroach ability by infusing its DNA with the humans. You're actually weakening the cockroach, not strengthening it. So the plan's actually dumb, in my opinion. You should just let cockroaches take over everything, and then there you go.
Honestly, it's like, okay, so basically, we want to colonize Mars, but it's like we created. It's basically like how in our real society we go into a land that's already occupied and try to colonize it and take it over with our superior people, like say the United States or Gaza or anywhere. But what this happens is, instead of just taking a society that already exists, we basically created this society on Mars by sending cockroaches there so we could create the people that are lesser than us and then try to take over their new occupied planet.
But then it gets more complicated because then it's not even actually about that later on. Then it's so it's actually worse than colonization, because it's like now we're stealing your bodies essentially and then infusing it to us.
In a way, it's similar to a lot of the things that happen, like in when North America was colonized, where basically they wanted to they were fine with like the native women, and you basically wanted to breed with them to create a combination of the people. So then eventually they kind of all become one thing, where it's just like basically then they all become white in a way. So I think
that's real.
What's that?
Do they do that for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's weird. Yeah, that's like a weird form of racism right there. That's like
basically in a lot of empirical, like when people would go into towns, they would basically take over, take over lands, and they would kill the men and rape or take the women. So yeah.
No, I understand that part, but I didn't know that they were doing it specifically to have children with them. I thought it was just because they wanted to.
In a lot of ways they were, because they were basically trying to breed them out.
Okay.
And I mean, you had other ways too, where they would just like, you had like the schools for natives in Canada and other places too, where they were basically trying to culture out of them. But in a lot of ways too, they figured out that, you could eventually just, basically people want to breed. So instead of, killing them all, you're basically going to just breed with some of them.
It's so weird though, because that kind of like proves then like the ridiculousness of racism right there, where it's like if you believe that you can like remove the race by constant, that's like almost like some weird Nation of Islam like ideology, like with Yaku created the white race through constant breeding or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, well, wait a minute, then how does that make any sense? If if you're like the pure race, then like
I'm not sure how prevalent this was per se, as as opposed to just killing people, but I know that it did happen.
That's fucking wild. I mean, that's terrible.
Because in a lot of ways, I mean, that's kind of how, like, I guess the modern Mexican person was kind of created too, in a lot of ways, because it was more the native people plus the Spaniards.
Portuguese, Spaniards, etc. Okay, that's wild though. But yeah, that's kind of what they're doing in this movie, but like in an even weirder way, because it's like DNA splicing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so long story short, the whole mission was really to quote get fight data between like so they can basically use that data to make the cockroaches even better fighters, because now they know how to fight all these different versions of human / insectoid fake DNA or whatever. Basically make them into like just super killing machines. But the thing about the cockroaches is that they actually have their own society, their own mores, their own like hierarchies already in place that are not from humans. They're just how they evolve themselves. Like there's this part in the movie.
It's just how any society evolves. Yeah.
There's this part in the movie where the cockroach who killed the woman at first, he almost looked kind of like sorry and like almost like confused. Like he just did it because he was like scared essentially, because he just saw new people. And then he kind of like looked back and then kind of just zoomed away, ran away. So he's kind of like, I think, one of the leaders, so to speak. And although they all kind of look the same, but sometimes their facial expressions are slightly different from one another. Not much, because obviously CGI probably cost billions of dollars to make this movie. And you have like a million cockroaches. Obviously, you can't have every single one have completely different, distinct, physical characteristics. And so there's that. The other thing I was wondering about, though, is the whole idea is like, the cockroaches that got revenge because they got sent there 500 years. My whole thing, though, is did they even know that? Or were they killing the humans because they thought they were foreigners? So maybe it's not even like, they're innocent. They're just fighting for, like, maybe they are like supremacists and they were just killing humans because like
they talk about it in the movie about like how it's like, we just we see cockroaches and we step on them,
right?
And but it's almost like it's the whole like argument between real like fear or generational trauma,
right? Yeah, okay.
Because I mean, I basically think that they were looking into that in a lot of ways. I think this movie is a lot deeper than people think it is.
It is. That's why I want to talk about it, because it is very deep.
I mean, because it could be generational trauma. The fact that, my ancestors 500 years ago were being stepped on by humans.
And cooked
and eaten.
That's right, because at the beginning, this one guy's literally frying cockroaches on a frying pan. Like a delicacy. I mean,
people do eat cockroaches in different societies, and beetles and.
I thought that was just because of the lack of food. I didn't know if that was the reason.
You can get like chocolate covered cockroaches and stuff.
No way, I can't do it.
And like chocolate covered like grasshoppers and different things like that. Yeah,
I've heard of that, but I can't do that. Although I've actually heard that some insects are actually really good for protein. So. We're all probably eating cockroaches and insects soon,
We're all eating insects anyways, because a lot of our dyes and food is actually derived from insects.
Right, there you go. So Or brushing our teeth with toothpaste that have oil in it. Has oil in it, and
sometimes
some of our toothpaste, some of them have oil, like
yeah. But anyways, back to the movie. We've got towards the end here, we've got like they're all fighting and stuff like that, and then Nanao reappears.
That was okay. That confuses me. That whole thing.
She's a silk moth.
But she didn't take the thing, though. She didn't shoot the injection, so I don't understand that.
My thing is maybe they already injected her or something before she got there or something. I don't know what it is, but
okay.
Yeah. Like silk moths will release this dust in reality. And so what she does is she releases this dust in the air that basically once it's out there, if any fire hits it, it's all going to catch on fire. Right. That actually happened with like in a lot of fires, like if there's a bunch of dust in an area, that's why people want you to dust, that's why you should dust your house and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if like a spark hits that dust, it can catch on fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So so basically all of the dust catches on fire and then kills a bunch of the cockroaches.
Which is weird because I thought the cockroaches could withstand fire, but anyway, and because that one guy, he set that one on fire and then didn't work, and he stabbed him, the terrorist dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can withstand a certain amount of fire.
Certain degree.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there was no indication that she injected herself before it. So I think that was just like a flaw that they didn't think of how to do.
I'm just wondering if she did, or if it was just some kind of supernatural type thing, or I don't know, her ghost came back as a silk moth. I don't know.
It's something because I remember when he was, looking at her because she was on the thing laying there. He saw a little thread coming from her hand or something like that. Probably some unexplainable thing. Probably just supernatural thing or just something. But yeah, he tries to catch her, but then the other guy, there's only 2 survivors left, and the other guy, he injected himself way too many times where he just became the thing. He can't do anything about it, so he pretty much did that to save the dude, and I think he died there on Mars. And then the whole thing about the roach, the leader, the reason why I wonder if he felt bad about why killing the woman is because later on when he finally does escape on Bugs 2 with the one other survivor, the rest of them are about to try to fly, because earlier in the movie thousands of them flew onto the ship and basically just used their weights to make sure the ship couldn't leave Mars, just force it down onto the ground. And they were going to try to do that again, but then he put his arm back, motioning to not do that, he's telling them to restrain themselves.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. So it's did he have a conscience and was just letting them leave kind of thing, Yeah. And I thought it was an interesting movie.
Yeah, and I mean, so basically, we've got this guy Ko Honda on Earth or whatever, who was basically the guy that sent them there, and then this woman that's working with him, who it turns out is actually part of the Japanese government or something.
It's a conspiracy within a conspiracy, bro.
So we kind of end with the idea of he fears. She fears what the reaction will be on Earth once they learn of their actions, and then he admits that it would be their downfall and suggests preventing the vessel from returning to Earth and then disappearing from Japanese society. She attempts to shoot him, but he stops the bullet because he has some kind of weird powers, I guess.
He has some device or something.
Yeah, and tosses a spider at her, which releases a toxic spray and kills her. So basically, then we cut back to the Ichiro and Shikoki, not Kaki, in their small vessel and their plans for the future. And the one guy plans to build graveyards for Nanao and every member. And he decides he wants to return to Mars eventually and basically kill all the cockroaches.
or maybe form an alliance with them. I don't know.
Become friends, because I think Because if you look at it like this or like the movie version of Starship Troopers, the villains are the humans. In a lot of ways,
the book is pretty right-wing fascistic, but the movie is like a parody of the book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I emphasize the movie. Yeah. I mean, the movie, which I need to rewatch, and I think maybe we'll rewatch it for an episode coming up because I haven't seen it since it originally came out.
Oh, me too. Me either. Yeah, I didn't like it when I first saw it.
I hated it when I saw it, but there's a double reason behind why I hate it. A couple of reasons here.
Yeah, I know.
I had a migraine while I was watching it, and my friend Steve wouldn't take me home because he really wanted to watch the movie.
And you got to see it first, right? Before anyone else. You got like tickets beforehand.
No, we were just watching it at theaters. I think.
That was another movie you saw.
Movie. But yeah, I had a migraine while I was watching it. Also, shortly before that, I saw a movie with Casper Van Dien in it. That was where he played James Dean, and I didn't like his portrayal of James Dean.
Like, damn it.
So I kind of started not liking Casper, but I've since changed my mind on that. I'm Facebook friends with him even. So, just, it was a really weird, phase I went through in my 20s. So,
oh, good.
Yeah. But anyways, But that movie, basically, definitely the bugs are the victims and the humans are the villains. So yeah, fascism sucks. So any other thoughts here about this before we wrap things up here?
No, I'm good.
All right, we're gonna put everything back into our our Roach Motel and So basically, folks, if you want to help out our show, there's some things you can do. Do you know what they are, Sesame?
You can like and subscribe because the algorithm loves that. You can make a comment on our videos. You can also sign up for our Patreon. You can buy some of our merch. We got some great T-shirts like the Buttercream Games of New York, Orange Julius Caesar. I'm just copying what you say.
That's good. I'm glad you are. We also, you go to all2real2.com and you can check out all of our social media. Like follow us or whatever the kids are doing these days, Make sure that we don't, achieve unk status in the world of podcasts to the point where we're like so hated. But if we're really hated, maybe people will listen to us like they do Joe Rogan. But
true. The hatred is a good it's good publicity for your podcast or for your videos. Yeah.
But do us a favor. If you're listening to this specific episode and you've gotten this far in the episode, do me a favor. Go to one of our social media platforms that you can find the link to on all2real2.com and just send us a message or comment on one of our posts what your favorite episode that we've done so far is.
All right.
Do that, and you may randomly be chosen to get yourself a Buttercream Gangs of New York t-shirt. Tell your friends to as well, and if you don't get it, maybe one of your friends will, and they'll share it with you.
Yeah.
You can have custody of the shirt on like weekends or something.
Shirt custody.
Maybe you have to go to court and get it, But anyways, folks, thanks for listening. Fascism sucks. This movie teaches us that. Yeah. Speaking of that, fuck ICE.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Yep.
Trans lives are human lives.
Yep.
No human is illegal.
Yep. Be
different. Be yourself.
No.
And until next time. Actually, first off, I forgot to do this. Just know that I love you.
Oh, right.
I'll be your unk. And
and I love you too.
Sesame loves you. He'll be your unk too.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time.
Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to All2 Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.